What are the biggest and the most insane crimes and scandals of the FTX meltdown? Well, the rabbit hole goes very deep, and the more I learn, the more I feel like this. In the words of the guy overseeing the bankruptcy proceedings, never in my career have I seen such a complete failure. And this is by the same guy who handled the Enron bankruptcy. So you know it's damn bad. So let's dive into this deep and dark world of FTX. First, FTX top brass embezzled staggering sums of money. Customer money, your money, into their own pockets. For SBF, it was about $1 billion. A guy named Nishad Singh, a member of SBF's inner circle, got $500 million, which is just an extension of one of their biggest crimes, using their customer funds as if they were their own, using them to take out loans, to take risks, to trade, and of course, inevitably losing that damn money. FTX co-founder Gary Wang actually created a back door that let them secretly and illegally move customer funds over to Alameda, the venture arm of FTX, and to other entities like to their political fund that bought off media and politicians in Washington, D.C. More on that later. The second big shock was that FTX was also trading against their damn customers. They even had this guy, Daniel Friedberg, who was the lawyer for a massive poker scam site that basically let some select players look at other players' hands. And yet this guy somehow was hired to be the regulatory officer at FTX. But he was hired because of who he was, not in spite of who he was, because FTX was committing these exact same kind of crimes. Also, it's come out that Alameda was exempt from FTX auto liquidation protocols. So while FTX knew what your hand was, where your stops were, what your buy orders were, they hunted you. Their in-house trading desk never got liquidated though on their bad calls. They also did insider trading by front-running their own users on FTX listings. Crazy. Third, now wait for this bombshell because this one is off the charts. FTX, according to a co-founder of the cryptocurrency exchange Huobi, was a major player in the collapse of Luna and in the collapse of Three Arrows Capital, which fell, of course, as a result of the Luna collapse. This all led to the collapse then of just a domino effect of centralized lenders like Celsius and Voyager going under. And while I can't confirm how true that is, this is just what she said, but the fact is that if someone would know about this kind of stuff going on, then it would be the co-founder of a major cryptocurrency exchange like that. We also have the founders of Three Arrows Capital confirming that FTX did indeed hunt them and purposely destroy their hedge fund. So if true, then almost every major cryptocurrency crash and every major bankruptcy of this year can all be traced back to FTX and their shady tactics. In the end, it seemed, of course, that not even FTX understood the risks of what they were doing. They ended up taking themselves out in the process when the run on the FTT token revealed, of course, their bad loan books and that they'd been gambling with customer money. The amount of harm done to regular investors, if true, is hard to comprehend, because not only did FTX screw their own customers, which is disgusting, but they also screwed customers of a dozen other cryptocurrency companies and screwed the entire damn market from the crash of Luna onwards. Now, before we talk about the missing Bitcoin, the political corruption, I just wanted to let you know about my weekly crypto investor newsletter. It's called Wealth Mastery, absolutely jam-packed full of alpha on altcoins, airdrops, testnets, NFTs, DeFi tutorials, market analysis. Join our 50,000 weekly readers by signing up for free using that link in the description. Now let's talk about the fourth shocking fact. FTX apparently held no real Bitcoin, or at least by the end of things didn't have any Bitcoin. Their bankruptcy statement said that they have $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin liabilities, meaning they owe that to their customers, but zero actual Bitcoin left on their balance sheet, meaning that they stole and gambled away everyone's Bitcoin, $1.4 billion worth of it. And what happened with this stolen money? Well, it went to things like buying Sam's $40 million mansion in the Bahamas, where the FTX inner circle had drug-fueled orgies. Yeah, that happens. Crazy. How much customer money was stolen in total? Some estimates say it could be as much as $12 billion, but we likely won't know the exact figure for quite a while here. The fifth crazy thing, FTX was conveniently hacked right as the bankruptcy was moving forward. All the funds were stolen off the exchange, and the FTX app, formerly Blockfolio, started broadcasting malware. This must have been an inside job. I can't see any other way that it could have happened. There's coincidences, and then there's just straight up criminal shit, and this is the latter, in my opinion. At the end, FTX had less than $1 million in crypto left. Less than $1 million, meaning almost everything is gone, and thus creditors will be unlikely to get almost anything back. Sixth, 6 months ago, FTX met with US regulators. They found no wrongdoing. Remember, the man in charge of overseeing the bankruptcy has said that he has never in his career seen such a shit show as FTX. And somehow the SEC missed all of this. Here's the actual footage of the SEC looking into FTX's books. But then we need to remember that SBF, of course, was the second biggest donor to the Democratic Party. He paid big money to Bill Clinton in speaking fees. He probably bought off loads of media in DC, and he even gave campaign contributions to the person who's supposed to be investigating FTX now. This is why puff pieces are being written about him in the mainstream media, but also SBF's mom was Hillary Clinton's lawyer. Alameda's CEO was the daughter of Gary Gensler's, the head of the SEC, is his old boss. And you will never guess who helped Senator Elizabeth Warren craft her 2016 tax legislation. Well, it was Sam's dad. WTF, man. The seventh fact is that FTX, the company, was run like a bunch of drug-fueled, sex-craved, emotionally vacant children were running it. Oh, wait, they were. Anyway, FTX kept no records, had no board meetings, had a toxic company policy of bullying and cult of personality. They didn't know how many employees they had. There were basically no corporate controls at all. Basically, a list of fraud and malpractice and debauchery of epic proportions. So will crypto ever recover? Absolutely. Just like the collapse of Lehman Brothers or Enron didn't stop the stock markets, FTX will not stop crypto. Crypto's so much bigger than FTX. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now, and I'll see you next time.